What's up, everybody? It's Rebecca Johnson of Supergirl Radio. Although you can't see me because I have a overlay on top of myself. Ooh, and my green screen after several months of not podcasting is a little wonky. Let's change that to make sure that oh, that's even worse. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna bring Morgan in because I'm having issues. While I fix these issues. I'm gonna try. Ooh, that's way worse. You don't podcast for like a month, and like things are different and
Things
not
go astray.
These are not the things that are supposed to be happening to me. So I'll have to fix this for next time. It's definitely different. And also I could not remember since we tried it before. I was trying to remember how to go live on Instagram again.
That's
Now
okay. I meant to send you a message and I put it in the chat, like the actual chat of of this video. And then I was like, oops, and I deleted it. But if anybody
yes, no,
happened to see something
I was trying to
I choose, LOL.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that again because I'm trying to remember how to find there's a live function on here somewhere that you're supposed to do, and I cannot find it. And I'm so behind on everything.
Public, you'll find it at the top of your feed on Instagram.
That's weird. I'm not seeing that thing that I needed for previous times of doing it. So
do you need the stream key?
I think it already had the stream key, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to double check if everyone will hang out with us. Just verify that the YouTube is okay.
As long as the YouTube is okay.
I really don't care as long as the YouTube.
Who knows what's going on with
we will figure it out at some point. And actually, while we're here, I need to add a background to the stream because I didn't do that either. I am so rusty. It is
me too.
It is ridiculous how rusty I am. So we're gonna have to remove the kinks of having been taken off for a while.
I left all my streaming knowledge in 2025. I'm here fresh as a baby.
I'm gonna have to relearn how we do this. It's been a lot.
We're gonna do that in real time with you all. We're taking you all along for the ride.
My personal apologies for having to. I think adding the Instagram. I think we need to practice it. So I need to practice it so that we.
The Instagram thing is strange.
It's a little convoluted in how many steps that you have to do in order to make it happen. But we're gonna get there one day. I'm gonna have this figured out, and we are gonna make it work.
And then you'll be able to watch the whole podcast like this on your phone. The ideal way to watch it.
So my apologies to everyone on Instagram. We tried. I tried.
We did.
And I failed. I will practice that maybe this weekend to see if we can do that a little bit better. And we'll do it. But it looks like YouTube is okay. So thank you to everybody who is joining us for the YouTube part of this that we actually know how to do pretty well. I think we're okay on the YouTube part. So maybe one of these days we will get it on Instagram. So I think, Morgan, if you have the Google Doc and all of the things, I think we're going to do like an improvisational news section because I forgot to put it in the doc. So I'm really not together for this week.
That's okay. This episode's more like jazz. You know, yeah. We're just we're finding the rhythm as we go along.
It's really loosey-goosey. So normally very prepared this week. We're finding it. We'll find it in the moment. So we'll have a improvisational news section that I think it'll be fun to talk about, and then we'll be talking about Supergirl number 9 of the Sophie Campbell run, which has a character that we've actually talked about on Supergirl Radio before, and I am excited to get there. So I think if we're ready to go, we all have the doc. So let's go ahead and get started.
McGurk! I love typing.
Not mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom. Because
she looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No. Helen's
Slater here. It's so fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source for all things related to the character of Kara Zor-El. My name is Rebecca Johnson.
I'm Morgan Glennon.
And for this episode of the podcast, we are live and wired to discuss Supergirl 2025, number 9, which is now out of date. It's 2026. We're still going.
Oh, yeah.
Which was written by Sophie Campbell with cover art by Sophie Campbell. Joe Quinones, I'm so sorry. I'm sure I butchered Joe's name, was the artist on this issue. Becca Carey was the letterer. Jillian Grant was the assistant editor. Brittany Holzer was the senior editor. And there were also a lot of variant covers for this one by Joe, Lucas Meyer, Chrissy Zula Uminga, and Marguerite Sauvage. I hope it's Sauvage, like Le Francais. Sauvage.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Sauvage.
Even if it's not that way, I really want to say it that way. So Marguerite Sauvage. I feel like that's a very French sounding name. So all of the artist credits for this issue of the Supergirl run that we have been enjoying and been covering. And so we'll be talking about that in a minute. But before we get to that, we need to... Ooh, I'm so behind and like out of practice. Before we get to that, we need to get to... The news. When I tell you I am out of sorts today, I am out of sorts. My brain has left. It's gone.
We left it all behind in 2025.
Time to start all over. Well, so what I wanted to do is, because I'm so behind on everything, there was a new picture. And of course, right now, of course, this is going to happen to me. StreamYard is now telling me I cannot share a screen because I guess they updated something. But there was a Sophie
describe it to you.
Of course, this is happening.
Theater of the mind
now. So if we can vamp for a second, I will turn it into an overlay. So basically, what happened was USA Today, because I guess Warner Brothers, works with certain outlets, if you will, and they give them, I guess, like an exclusive of things they can release to the public, and it can be their exclusive. So it looks like USA Today had a new exclusive look at Millie Alcock as Supergirl, and that's what I'm currently working on at the moment. But it's a new image that looks like it's from the movie, and it gives a good look more at the Supergirl costume. And also, I think what should be something maybe we talk about is that what I think is separating Millie Alcock and her version of Supergirl is her hair. In a way, because, on the Supergirl TV show, Supergirl, especially in the early seasons, had like what I would describe as like princess hair. Like it was all curls and very, gorgeous hair. Melissa Benoist.
It's done. It's done.
Even when she would fly and super speed, her hair always looked great. And so what I think is interesting about Millie Alcock's Supergirl is that it's kind of a mess. Like her hair is kind of like maybe it's like representing her stage in life where she is kind of emotionally. But I think it's kind of interesting, Morgan. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's like, it's kind of a realistic version of Supergirl's hair. Like if she was fighting and flying and doing all this stuff, wouldn't she have messy hair?
Yeah, I think so. I think just the flying alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Imagine when you're driving around with the top down on a car. Now, like times that by 100, and that's probably what the flying would do to your hair. So yeah, I like the messier look.
Me too. I enjoy it. What do you think about the suit? Do any new thoughts on the suit?
I think the suit looks really good in this. I mean, I think this is maybe even a little closer than we've had before, and I think that the belt especially looks really good in this shot.
It looks like a belt that maybe a human woman could wear.
Yeah, like it looks like it would bend with you.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it goes with her movements. So I also think it should be noted that Supergirl, Millie Alcock's Supergirl, is in like a spaceship of some kind. I don't know whose ship this is, where she's going. I don't know at what point in the movie it is, but I like that it's, it definitely looks like it's set in space. It kind of does give off kind of a Western vibe with the warm tones of the shot. So I'm excited to see more. We haven't gotten much since the teaser trailer.
No.
So and I kind of feel like something should be coming soon. I mean, we're how many months away from the summer of Supergirl? Like 5 months?
It's coming up. Oh my goodness.
So I anticipate, I don't know anything, but I anticipate maybe something more like in February. That would be like 4 months out. I feel like 3-4 months out would be a
Yeah,
good
that
time to
feels
do
like the right amount of
release
time.
a full trailer. So we haven't gotten any
Full trailer. Could you imagine?
like a full trailer that actually talks about the kind of the story. I felt like the teaser trailer, it gave a good sense of, I think, what the movie is about and who's in it. But the story, I don't think was like developed well in the teaser trailer. Like, who is this little girl who's talking to Supergirl? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If you didn't read the book, you wouldn't know. So hopefully we'll get more of like what the movie is about, kind of the narrative of the story. So Mark in the chat, though, is also asking the question, did you get the casting news that the Hollywood Reporter broke today, a second in command for the Brigands?
Oh.
No. Mark, let me just tell you about the day I had. It was it was nuts today. So I have not been on the internet looking at the entertainment news. So I think this would be something that we would have to look up on the fly because I was not able to go through it. So Morgan, have you found anything?
I'm trying to find it. I looked up Hollywood Reporter Supergirl Brigand. Let's see about that. That did not pull up anything at all.
Oh, so Deadline.
Okay, now I'm seeing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's maybe Deadline?
Yeah, I see it. I see it on Deadline.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Deadline. So, okay. I'm seeing the headline being Outlander and the tourist actor. Oh no. Dear Darmaid Murtaugh. I am bad at pronouncing names.
Is he Celtic?
I
Irish,
think so. That's it probably. I haven't seen that name before, which is
I never
why
have
I have
either.
no idea how to pronounce it, but that
I love it
doesn't mean-
though.
It doesn't mean anything for me.
I like it though.
It's a good name. Good strong name. And then of course a pop-up ad, full screen pop-up ad has has come down. Interestingly enough, the pop-up ad thinks that I am French. And it is advertising
what is happening to us today?
some sort of cure for les depression. But I don't understand what it wants from me, which is going to only make me more depressed. Let me see if I can open it again. My God.
If you need me to read it, I also have it.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
So it says the Deadline article exclusive says Irish actor, that makes sense.
Yes,
Diarmaid Murtaugh, known for his roles in the series Outlander, The Tourist, and Vikings, will next be seen on screen this summer as one of the villains in DC's Supergirl. He will play Drom Baxton, second in command of the Brigands, which is led by Krem of the Yellow Hills, the lead villain played by Matthias.
I think it's Shonarts.
That seems right.
That's what you said before.
The ruthless space pirates and human traffickers are the main antagonists in the film. And then it just says Supergirl, which releases in June, charts the origin story of Superman's cousin Kara Zor-El, Millie Alcock, before she finally makes her way to Earth. Craig Gillespie directs with previously announced cast including Eve Ridley, Emily Beecham, David Cornsweet, David Krumholtz, and
Bernard
Jason Momoa. Oh, Bernard. And then it goes on to say the film is based on Tom King's 2022 comic book series Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which Bill Quist Everly illustrated, and Anna Noguera adapted the comic book for the big screen. And then it just kind of goes on to kind of say
what the story is about.
What the story is. It does say that Murtaugh plays series regular William Buck McKenzie in Star's hit Outlander. Donald McDonald in HBO.
That's an incredible name.
That can't be right.
Donald McDonald. I love that so much. I bet it's even better when someone who like has the local accent. I bet it's
Yes.
way better than me saying it, but that's an incredible name.
That's really good. In the HBO Max drama, The Tourist, I'm gonna watch The Tourist just for that name. And Leaf in Vikings. And then he was also in a action thriller, The Butler. So watch out for The Butler. So yeah, you know what's funny is that I have watched a bit of Outlander, and yet no memories. I don't know, maybe he was in a little bit one of the later seasons, or maybe my memories of Outlander are just like the main guy being very good looking.
The villain's very good looking.
That's it. But I don't really remember like half of the people who were in Outlander, but it's a good show.
Yeah.
So I think that's, it's I can't attest to his acting skills, even though I may have seen them, because as I left it all behind in 2025, I don't remember anything. But so it looks like we have another member of the Brigands, the like villainous organization that Ruthie is kind of going after, and sort of I guess he's like reporting to Krem, kind of.
Yeah, I would imagine
the organizational structure.
Yeah, they have a leadership role and like a company structure for the Brigands.
He's like, I'm trying to sort of network my way to the top. He's like, it's sort of a mentorship kind of thing.
Yeah, whenever Krem retires, I'm gonna go for that job.
He's been grooming me for the top.
Thank you, Mark, in the chat for letting us know about the news, because we definitely didn't have it. So that is what is great about this live stream, is that people can update us about what's going on when we don't know. And before we get out of here, I just thought we would maybe hop in the chat to talk more about the comments on the Supergirl picture. At HCSP1 says, my theory is that the picture takes place around issue 2 in terms of the point in the book, and also thinks that the suit looks awesome. So yeah, I guess it could be when they're sort of traveling, when they go like on the bus, sort of the space bus and things like that. Definitely could be. It's definitely when Supergirl has put on the suit. So at the kind of the end of issue 1, well, actually in the middle of issue 1, after the bar fight, she sort of is in the Supergirl suit for the rest of the story. So I think that's a good guess. And also at in theory 3 says, my theory is Millie's Supergirl must have lost her magic comb.
Yeah, I mean, that seems very likely.
So sometimes there's supposed to be like a little secret pocket in the Supergirl suit where she can put
stuff falls out of pocket.
Stuff falls out when you're like flying upside down and stuff. Like you can't always put it in, like it's gonna fly out.
Things happen. Now I feel like Melissa Benoist's Supergirl had that pocket on lock. She's like, my hair is gonna be princess all the time.
I wonder if she had like, wouldn't it be cool? Maybe this is what I would do if I wrote a Supergirl story. But so Melissa's hair, maybe this is like in the weeds to talk about, but like early Supergirl Melissa Benoist, she had the princess hair, the curls, beautiful. Then sort of like in, what was it, season 5, when she got the bangs.
The bangs.
It was a completely different look.
Completely different look.
Completely same Supergirl, different look, where she had the bangs and it was a different style. And so what if like the comb had like a setting where like,
oh my god,
you like, it's not just like turning your round hair. Maybe you set it to like bangs and then you set it to curls.
If we could figure this out as like a consumer product, we would be millionaires, because there are some days where I'm like, would I look good in bangs? And the answer for almost everybody is no. But if I could try it out with my comb and then put it back,
then you would know.
Then I would know.
I'd have the
answer that question. And then fix.
I like that idea. How do we talk to somebody to make that comb happen?
Yeah, the color change comb.
Oh yes.
We're all spending too much time in the salon. Let's get the comb in there.
All the salon people are going to come after.
They're going to be like, don't you dare create the color change comb.
So I guess that's going to cover it for a news for this issue. So a little bit of an improvisational news section this week. So thanks to everybody who hung in with us. Okay, so we have gathered to talk about a Supergirl number 9 from the Sophie Campbell run. The description for this issue reads, quote, "There's something about Kara. She's effortlessly cool, adored by all, and looks great in a cape. She's truly all that. Who wrote this description? Okay, I'm continuing on. It says she could have 50 first dates lined up in a minute, but love actually wasn't on her radar until now. In this hot new anthology, so this is maybe like not for the issues, like a whole other thing. Join Supergirl on a host of love-struck heroes and villains as they bravely embark on quests for love, even if it means running through every rom-com trope to get there. You'd be hard-pressed to find 10 things to hate about this book, so pick it up this Valentine's Day and place it on the shelf next to all the books you've loved before.
Now, wait, is this for the Valentine's Day, like, seasonal DC anthology? This doesn't seem like it could possibly be for issue 9.
It's weird. So I got the description off the entry on Amazon, like kind of where the Comixology is. So when you like go on the Comixology sort of Kindle side of things and say see in Kindle store, that's what the description is for the issue. And so it's a
Here,
little...
I found one on League of
Is there a better
Comic
description?
that I'm going to put right underneath of it. I'm sorry that it's highlighted in black so your eyes kind of die. But this one says, New Year, New Kara. As the clock and the town of Midvale count down to midnight, Supergirl finds herself surrounded by new friends and found family as she ponders her New Year's resolution. Will she turn over a new leaf, finally free of the shadow of her famous cousin, Superman? Plus, Lesla has a little secret that could lead to disaster.
Okay, that's a much better description.
This
an
one
actual
feels
description.
Closer to what I read, but also not quite there.
So at In Theory 3 says, pretty sure that's the Supergirl Next Door description. So they may have gotten the wrong metadata in with things. So that actually sounds like what happened in the issue. So Morgan, what are the when you thought about this issue, what's the first thing that you want to talk about?
My first thing is so annoying. I noticed a lot of little what would you call an art typo?
Oh, what do you mean?
My subhead is Lena's disappearing tights. So Lena in her outfit, boardroom or ballroom moment, but in her outfit.
Wait. Let's do this right. I mean, I know I've gotten everything wrong already in this live stream, but let's do this the right, proper way.
And now, Lena Luthor, boardroom or ballroom.
Okay, I feel better about that.
Okay, so they're going to a party, which we'll talk about later. But Lena Luthor has on like a jacket, a pair of little red shorts over some tights, and then like a black tank top, and she's got the jacket over it. But then in like the next panel, she doesn't have the tights on, and then
almost immediately right after that, there's
almost immediately the tights are gone. But then in the next page, the tights are back. But then in the following page, the tights are gone. And then in the next page, the tights are once again back. It was driving me insane. This is also not the only art typo I saw. There's one part where Kara is talking to the handsome man that she met at the goth club.
The hot guy in the club.
She's like, oh my God, it's the hot tattooed guy. And she's like talking to him. She's like really close to him. And then they kiss. But in the panel where they kiss, she's suddenly wearing glasses. She was not wearing glasses. And she's not wearing glasses after this, but she is in that random panel where they kiss. So these like art typos were starting to drive me insane. I was just like, I can't track the leggings. I can't track the disappearing tights. Why is Kara suddenly wearing glasses? Why is she not now? So yeah, that was the thing that stood out to me the most because I'm very pedantic.
No, I think that's a really good catch. I read this so quickly that I did not even pay attention to like those details, but you're absolutely correct in that these are things that happen. I guess there's no way that like the tights could be some sort of like thing that she's pulling up. Like, is she like taking them off? Like, what is she doing?
I think that I wonder if maybe this came together very quickly.
Maybe
this
so.
issue, and perhaps from moment to moment, the artist kind of forgot what she was
Right.
wearing. That like forgot that there were tights and then was like, oh, oops. And then like put them back in, but didn't go and like, color or the colorist, who knows who it was. But yeah, I think I thought it just kind of like took me out because there's like a very clear panel of her where she's like standing against the table, and one of the background characters is kind of like, oh, you live in the rich house, and then like leaves her. It's very strange. And she's just clearly just in a pair of shorts in this panel,
which I did clock the shorts because I did think, wow, shorts and like
shorts on December,
late December. I mean, maybe it's warm in Midvale on December.
Well, she did have those tights on earlier to keep her warm, but
maybe that was just to. Well, I was going to suggest maybe she wore the tights to the house while they were like outside, and then when she got to the house, she took the tights off because it was warmer. But then also at other points in the house, she has the tights on.
Yeah,
so I don't think that even that's an excuse. So I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, that and like there's a part where Leslie is like, I'm shrinking, or why, like they're like, why is Leslie getting so small? And I just like visually I couldn't clock what they were talking about until the scene where she's in the lab talking to Leslie, who's like on the desk.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, she is quite small now. But before that, she looked the size of everybody else in comparison. But everybody was like, why is Leslie shrinking? And I was like, is she?
I also that would have been a complaint that I would have brought to the table as well, that I didn't feel, and it goes with that, there were a couple of issues way back with Tiny Tano where I couldn't tell if like Tiny Tano was small or if he was big.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't, and I'm not an artist, so I don't know what the challenge is with that. I don't know if it's like a perspective thing.
I would think that the perspective thing is kind of hard to do. But I think it's because they kept saying that she was small, but then I don't feel like we ever saw her directly like next to somebody else to be like, oh, she looks much shorter or she looks much smaller than anybody else, because from there on it's like all action sequences, so everybody's moving.
Would it have helped to like show like, I don't know, like old school, maybe like Super Friends or something, where like someone is, there's like an effect.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't feel like this run would be afraid of using like an old school Super Friends effect. Like honestly, I don't. So I just if it wasn't in the dialogue, I wouldn't have picked up.
I wouldn't have either. Not until she was actually put in the bottle. I was like, oh yeah, she is small. She has shrunk now.
Yeah, when Supergirl is talking about like, well, I have to figure out why you're so small, and you can see her tiny head like far under Supergirl's shoulder. That's when I was like, oh, is she like standing on the desk? Like, how small is she? But during the party sequences where they kept talking about like, why is Leslie getting so tiny? I was like, what is she?
She doesn't look tiny.
She looks the same size.
Well, I think those are valid artistic critiques on the presentation of the comic book. So one of which I would have agreed with you that I clocked when I was there, and one that you have taught me about, and I think it is worth discussing. So I think we're going to go out of Boardroom or Ballroom, but if you have any other art things you want to bring up, feel free to do that.
And this has been
Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom.
So is there anything else, Morgan? I could bring something to the table, but is there anything else that you wanted to discuss?
I was going to say, I think this shows that I care too much about like what the characters are wearing, where I'm like, it's really important to me to see what the outfits are. What's the look? What's the fit? And then if the fit starts changing, I'm like, whoa, no.
I think
established tights.
We did establish tights. I think it shows that you have a really strong attention to detail.
Thank you.
That you are very perceptive. I don't think it is a flaw at all.
Fashion is very important.
Yeah. So I think those are valid criticisms. I think the thing that so the premise of this is that Kara and her friends are going to go to Clarissa's, I think it's Clarissa's New Year's Eve party. And so I think it's really fun. Like we're going through all the holidays. We had a Thanksgiving
Yeah.
issue. We had a Christmas feel good Christmas issue. And now we're hitting New Year's Eve. I hope we get Valentine's Day. I hope we get,
St. Patty's
say
Day.
St. Patty's Day. Although St. Patty's could be dangerous given this issue.
Uh-oh.
But I hope we go through all the holidays. I hope maybe Calendar Man comes in and they have like a
Oh
whole.
my God.
That would be amazing.
Listen, if they're listening to this podcast right now,
You know they are.
Calendar Man, bring him in. We've already got all the holidays. He would be having the time of his life.
I think the Calendar Man needs to be in more things.
I agree. I mean, people are like, oh my God, February is very symmetrical this year. You know who would care about that? Calendar Man.
And Calendar Man in the smartphone era is so much more important. You've got the iCalendar on your iPhone. You've got the Google Calendar.
Could really mess things up for you. Like, I didn't know I had that today. And he's like, I deleted it.
I changed your appointment time and the location of where it was. He could really
You missed your doctor's appointment. You're like, how? I had this in my calendar. And then he's like, wah, ha, ha.
That's not even mentioning like Outlook calendars for people's work and stuff.
Oh my God. If he messed with our Outlook calendars, we're missing all the meetings. Everybody's really mad at you.
I think he could be a villain who could be really worthy in our day and age. So we are in New Year's Eve here. And the thing that I didn't love the way Lena sort of, and I know this is like maybe showing part of the Luthorian part of her, but she sort of goes behind Kara's back, I felt like, in this experiment that she conducts with Lesla. So they want to see if Lesla can get drunk. Lesla doesn't know what being drunk is. She doesn't know what that feels like. She wants to experience it. And so Lena sort of concocts a way for her to get inebriated so that she is, and then also Kara ends up a little sloshed at this party too, and they have a fight. And so I didn't love that Lena, and I think Lena at the end of the issue, obviously she realizes she's made a huge tiny mistake and that she shouldn't have done it. But I just feel like maybe this is something that you maybe just should have not done.
Yeah, it feels like when Kara said, don't, maybe maybe she should have listened to that. I felt a little bit bad for Lena towards the end of the issue because I felt like I think it's very valid for Kara to be mad, but I think she was making kind of a huge deal out of something that wasn't quite as big a deal. I mean, yes, they wrecked Clarissa's house, but I mean, aren't they just sort of doing some light property damage like pretty much every other day?
This is not the first house that they've messed up in this run.
Yeah, it feels like Lena sort of messed up, but not with like evil intentions or anything. She was just like, let's have some fun on this holiday. Leslie wants to know what it's like to get drunk. I'll just make a little concoction. And of course it goes horribly awry. Like Kara was like, don't do that. It'll go horribly awry. And it does. But I did think she was being like a little bit harsh in how she reacted to both both Lena and Lesla, where I don't feel like there was a level of like malevolency to their decisions. They were just sort of like making a wacky mistake and then they were like, oops. And I was surprised at how angry Kara was at the end of this issue in at both Lena and Lesla, because like when she drops Lesla off, she's kind of like, I can't teach you anything. Which I was like, I mean, come on. She didn't even know what drunk was. Could we?
Well, to be fair to Kara, she was really upset about this whole thing. I mean, this was tough on her. So I think that also, just to defend Kara a little bit, like
that's fair.
She had some feelings about this kind of thing too. Do we know how old these characters are supposed to be in this run? So are they like teenagers? Are they college? I guess they have to be college students to be drinking.
Because there's a lot of conversation in like the first page or two about how Lena is not actually legal to drink yet. So that means that Lena is under 21. but that the rest of them can. So I assume that means Kara is like in her early 20s. Kara and Luna, and who knows with Leslie, like maybe Leslie is also in her early 20s, and Lena is, I don't know, maybe like 20. Because he like was close to drinking age, but not quite there.
So I don't know if it like is an excuse, but maybe some of these kinds of mistakes and maybe bad choices can be chalked up to the youth.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they're young ages. You know, I did stuff in my 20s and I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
Oh,
What was
yeah,
what was I thinking?
I made many drinking decisions in my 20s that were not the right ones to make. And at the time, if I had gotten yelled at by my best friend, I'd probably be like, fair. That was too much. In Theory 3, sorry if I got your username right, wrong, said Kara is like 21, 22, pretty sure, and Lena's a bit younger. So so they're all in their early 20s. It's sort of the time to like make a mistake, get a Corona Rita at lunch, go back to your job, be a little buzzed until you have to go home. I'm not speaking from experience.
This feels like you're speaking from experience.
I'm not speaking from experience. The Corona Ritas are big though, and you shouldn't get them at lunch when you have to go back.
Oh no.
You get so sleepy when you're back at your desk. Don't make that mistake. But yeah, so it feels like, they do feel like they are in their early 20s, I think, even in other issues. And so this makes sense that they kind of confirmed that they're all somewhere in their early 20s and Lena is a little bit younger. So it does kind of feel like a mistake that somebody would make in their early 20s where they're like, I want to try that. And then they do try it and they're like, there's probably a reason why you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. So I think everybody kind of has like a justification for what they do in the issue. And I think Kara, if I was going to read into Supergirl, is that I think she feels a responsibility as a superhero, as somebody who's been doing it for a while. And I think she understands maybe the cost of acting out in the public. And so she's probably also thinking about maybe like her reputation.
And I think Kara's right too, that if somebody invites you to a no beer New Year party and you come in there trashed,
it's not
that is not the
not
spirit
proper.
of the party. That is not the spirit of the party. Maybe
She
you were
specifically on the invite was like, no.
Maybe you were following the letter of the party. You didn't drink a beer, but you are trashed. And that's probably not what she wanted. She's like, I'm going to do a dry January, right? Like, she's like, that's what I'm doing. My New Year's resolution, no drinking, no drinking.
She specifically said non-alcoholic drinks
Closer
all
is like,
night long.
2025 was a crazy year for me. 2026 drying out. And what do? They come in and they immediately get trashed. And Leslie starts doing like push-ups with her couch. And they ruin her house. It's like this. She's like, this is why I'm not drinking anymore.
Yeah, it turned into a wild party pretty quickly. It didn't seem like they were there very long before it got really out of control. So one of the things I also wanted to ask you, Morgan, so this hot tattooed guy, he's been in a previous issue.
Yes.
And we were like, who is this guy? And now he's returned. And I feel like I still don't know who this guy is. Were you coming up with any connections?
The mystery of this guy continues to be like one of the through lines, I feel like, because he showed up at the goth club. I can't remember if he showed up somewhere else, but he was kind of a big...
The goth club was maybe the first time we saw him.
Yeah, he was a big character in sort of the background of the goth club. And it does feel like they're making a big deal out of him, that she like is so drawn to him for some reason. And it makes me wonder also, he begins to introduce himself and then he never gets a chance to, which makes me think from like that there's going to be some reveal about who he is, because otherwise why have it sort of dangle about, if he's like, my name is Bob and I'm just some guy. I don't think that they would have cut him off before he could introduce himself. So now this makes me think that he's got like a backstory of some kind.
Yeah, she does say, "You look so familiar. Have we met before?" My only guess is, just from like thinking about Supergirl's history, is that there was a power boy at one point that she was sort of romantically
Oh.
involved with. And then he also reminds me of the Hell character, like H''EL. I think he looks like, I'm gonna try to look back um to see if he is
Wow.
close to that. But
I'm
I
also wondering, like, is the earring part of it, the heart earring? Because he's once again wearing that like pink heart earring that he was wearing in the goth club. And I feel like every time they show him, they like make sure to show the earring. And I'm
yeah,
like,
like his hair is like
yeah,
behind
his
his
hair
ear.
is, yeah, don't worry. He's got the shave right on the earring where, so you can always really zoom in on the earring. And I keep thinking, like, is the earring, am I supposed to be getting something from the earring? Like, is that supposed to be a clue?
So that's interesting that you focused on the earring, because I was more concerned about, like, is his tattoo like, or his tattoos a giveaway?
Oh.
Because there's one shot of his left arm that has like a kind of a Grim Reaper
Oh,
on
yeah, that is
the
a Grim
the
Reaper.
tattoo. So I didn't know
And
if
he's
maybe
got
that was more of a signal.
like a bird wing or a crow or something on his like neck, but it's really hard to see exactly what the tattoos are. But you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right about the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, what does that mean? Something? I'm reading into everything because they're giving us nothing on this guy.
Yeah. So I hope the next time that we see him, the the reveal will come. Who is this guy? Tell us who he is, because I want to know. Because Kara is very drawn to him, as if she knows him. So I'm almost sure it's somebody from Supergirl's history. I mean, almost has
Yeah,
to be. But
that's how I
I'm trying to
because
think of who it could be.
because Sophie Campbell puts so many Easter eggs in from like, way time gone by of Supergirl's history and seems to know it so well. I Every time I see a new character pop up, I just assume it's like that must be, from the 1960s or the 70s or something like that. It could just be a new character. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it does feel like the way he is being introduced is like there's going to be some reveal about him.
So I think also, I'm trying to remember in my reading of some of like the 2000s, I want to say that Supergirl interacted with Resurrection Man.
Ooh, who is that?
So Resurrection Man is a character. This maybe was the 90, like late 90s. He was a guy who I think could come back to life. So he was a hero who comes back to life with new superpowers every time he is killed.
Oh,
So
so it's
I
like
don't.
a roguelite video game.
So maybe it could be Resurrection Man. I don't know. Given the Grim
Hmm.
Reaper and that kind of stuff. So I want to say that he interacted with Supergirl in a story or two. So that's my guess, either Power Boy, Hell, or maybe Resurrection Man. I was trying to think of like characters who would have an association with death or the Grim Reaper of some kind.
Hmm.
So that was kind of all I was thinking about.
So, HCSP1 in the chat says, "I'm still betting on Comet."
Now it could be because
Listen.
she did reference Sophie Campbell did reference Comet's death from Woman of Tomorrow. So maybe
That's true.
Comet died in this iteration of the story, and somehow he has returned from death.
I feel like in the Goth Club issue, a classic, she does say something like, "I feel like I know him," or something, or like they're like drawn to each other in some way. So I feel like that's more fuel to the fire that he's some sort of character from her history.
I feel like if it was Comet, there should be more clues in the tattoos. I feel
I
like
feel
there
like there
should be
should
like
be
a
a
comet,
horse.
a horse, something. I think she would know, like,
Some
she was
hay.
giving it away.
Some oats.
Some oat grains.
He's just got a tattoo that says "I love oats," and it's like the heart.
And we're like, we know who that is. We got
Oats
this.
with the knife through it in the heart.
I would not put it past Sophie Campbell to have Comet in it, and for this love interest to be. I would actually love that if that was the case. I would be so into it. But yeah, I don't know.
HCSP1 says he's supposedly a big deal in the next issue.
Cross your fingers for Comet.
Oh yeah,
maybe a comet comes and he turns into a horse.
that would be. I mean, that would.
You're gonna look it up and see if you can get spoiled on it.
I'm looking up the preview. Oh, okay. Okay, so the preview, just for everybody, in case you don't want to get spoiled, I guess just like go ahead like a minute. But the preview says it's Valentine's Day in Midvale, and Kara has finally worked up the courage to ask her crush out for the holiday. Little does he know he'll be on a date with Supergirl. And then it says, meanwhile, Lena Luthor struggles with their friendship fallout. Can the daughter of Lex Luthor and the cousin of Superman ever see eye to eye again? Thank you, League of Comic Geeks, once more. So it does look like he is going to be a big deal. There's a picture of what maybe is the cover, where it's like her on the bed, like Supergirl on the bed, like thinking with her chin in her hand, and then there's like a bubble of like Lena on one side, and then him with his earring literally glowing in this one on the other side. So I'm wondering if we find out some revelations about who this mysterious gentleman is in the next issue.
It couldn't be Brainy. Right? Like Brainy was in that issue in that Christmas the Ma Hunkle thing. We got the Brainy story there.
Yeah.
I don't think he could be Brainy. I was trying to think of all of Supergirl's
maybe Brainy's hit the gym. He's really beefed up.
What if
it's on a very protein rich diet?
So we got the information at the very beginning of this run that Dick Malvern was dead. What if this is Dick Malvern returned from the dead?
He's back. He's back and better than ever.
He's like, I have seen the Grim Reaper and I defeated death. And I've come back.
I, Dick Malvern, have defeated death.
I'm just saying that's
like all... I've come to stand you up on a date.
So I'm trying to run through all of like Supergirl's boyfriends that I know. There was Jarrow, the mer boy. He was like a merman in Atlantis. I'm trying to think of just like everybody and anybody who this could be. So I think the hot tattooed guy with the long hair, he does sort of look. I mean, you'd have to look at the Comet from the Peter David run, but if the Peter David run kind of had that, the Comet had sort of that look, and maybe I could see it with the sort of part of the shaved head. Maybe that could be like the mane of his hair. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think Comet's as good of a guess as any.
Oh, apparently there are a couple of different variant covers for this one, and in one of the variant covers, it's like Supergirl against a background of all of her like previous love interests.
Are you able to share?
Yes, let me do that.
Because StreamYard wouldn't let me do it on my end. I have to like change the setting.
Okay, share screen. I want to share this one. Okay. Can you see it? So
yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. There's the Lex Luthor from her Matrix days. The glorious red hair Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Oh,
Matrix Supergirl was involved with him. Yeah.
Supergirl. No. And then you got Jimmy. You got Brainiac. I can't tell who
is that. Ben Rubel at the top right?
I think it is Ben. Yeah, I think.
And then what was that guy who remember that part of Rebirth where like there was the guy who was basically Brainiac 5, but he wasn't Brainiac 5, and like his mom was that icicle lady. I forget all these names now.
Galileo or something.
I've forgotten all those names. I think I've like repressed them from my memory. But I think maybe that Zinder Cole was what his name was.
Zinder Cole.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder if that's Zinder Cole.
Big Zinder Cole energy up at the top. Also,
Is
did you
Comet
notice?
back there?
I was about to say, did you notice peeking over her shoulder is Comet?
There is a horse
Will I
in there with
ever
these
find
guys.
love?
So
She
I guess there's
wonders.
also maybe Monel in the bottom left.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
Huh.
who is like right where the speech bubble is.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like Dick. It's like couldn't be like Dick Grayson or
Oh,
something.
I can make it
You
bigger.
can make
Okay.
it bigger. Okay.
Enhance.
So maybe that's Jero, the Mer boy. In the upper left.
Yeah, I think we've got Mer boy in the upper. Who is this in the?
I don't
like right above
know.
Brainiac.
I am not sure. I wish they would show his face. I do
I
not know.
Okay, who's all the way like next to that mane of magnificent hair?
Yeah, that Lex Luthor had the beautiful hair.
Beautiful.
So it looks like he has something on his suit. I don't know if that's like somebody from the Shazamly. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
This is testing us.
I'm very confused. That the guy with the like thing on his chest, it like looks like it's been burned in. That may be Hell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know who's next to him though.
Who's next to him? It almost kind of looks like from afar, like like James the Grown Man Olsen from the
TV show.
It could. I don't know. Oh, I think we've got Mon-El here.
Yes, that's definitely Mon-El.
And then who is over?
So Mind the Gap says maybe in the lower left there's Captain Boomerang Jr. That would make sense with his little hat with the boomerang on it. I don't remember when Supergirl was involved with Captain Boomerang Jr. I'll have to look that up. So some of these I can connect to Supergirl, but now some of them I'm like, this is testing my knowledge.
There's one where her cape is over it, where it's just hair. Who knows who that is?
I don't know.
They're like, listen, I don't have it in me to draw another one of these.
I wish the horse was a lot more prominent.
The horse being over her shoulder though is very funny. Like just sort of staring out.
I love it. Yeah. A lot of those are her romantic relationships. Now she was involved with a guy during like the Superman family, like the time where she was on the soap opera. She had a boyfriend kind of in that era in the 80s, and I cannot remember that guy's name. He was kind of a jerk, and I don't like him. But I don't know if one of those guys would be in there.
Is Dick Malvern on here? Is this maybe him up at the top with the tank top? Maybe?
But like he looks like a cool dude. He looks like a guy who like plays basketball with his buddies, in the local playground court or something. Like he looks like a guy who would do pickup basketball or something.
He does.
I don't know if that's really Dick Malvern. Like maybe that's a different kind of Dick Malvern. I don't know.
That's sort of the vibe he got after they broke up. He
was like, I'm just gonna really lean into working out.
he's like I'm a basketball guy now.
So yeah, I don't know who that guy is. We'll have to do some digging. I'll have to ask around with
mysteries on this one, but a very fun. I really like the cover. I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I'll have to send that to shout out to Ange with comicboxcommentary.com. If you don't know, Ange is kind of maybe more knowledgeable than us, but does kind of what we do with reviews, but he does it on his blog, and Ange is a wealth of knowledge. So if I don't know something, I will go to Ange and be like, Ange, do you know what this is? And Ange most of the time knows. So I will check with Ange and see if we can get some more confirmations on some of the ones that we do not know. So that's really funny. I'm glad someone did that. Incredible.
Amazing.
So what have we not talked about in here? So we did talk a little bit about Leslie. So Morgan, is there anything you want to talk about with Leslie's romantic entangles here, or her time with the Kryptonian Council? There's a lot of like, we're going back to Kandor, getting involved with the politics there. So what did you think about Leslie here?
Yeah, I feel like Leslie made like a bad choice, but not a choice that she made with any kind of like information, because she doesn't like really know what it's like to get drunk. So she's like, is that fun? Let me try it out. And of course, then she goes kind of wild at the party and ends up in a tiny little, ends up shrinking down and getting returned to the bottle city of Kandor, which is a bummer for her. But before that she does that, she picks up a lot of party goers to show them how strong she is. So she made a lot of new friends.
Did she scare everyone?
Or
Like,
she frightened
"Calm me down."
everybody. The one girl who is hanging off her arm, or maybe that's a guy. Anyway, whoever it is, they seem psyched.
They do seem like they're having fun.
They are having the time of their lives in that moment. Maybe not later when she breaks the house. But she also shares a kiss with Luna. That seems like I couldn't tell if that was like a purposeful kiss or an accidental kiss, like Luna fell into her or something.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like it's a sort of a crazy thing, and Luna's trying to sort of stop the madness of the drunk Kara and drunk Lesla with limited success. She saw what Lena was planning, because she saw her
Like
her
aura.
aura.
Yeah.
Her aura was mischievous, and she was like, "Don't do it." But nobody listened to Luna either.
So do you feel like something like that, just from a writer's perspective, like should have been like hinted at earlier? Or maybe it was and like I didn't pick up on it, but like
Yeah, I
do you
thought
think it needs that build up?
I thought that it needed some sort of buildup, or some sort of like, I don't know, something afterwards to be like, oh, do they like each other? Or was it just like a random thing that happened at the party because the party got so wild?
Yeah.
I don't think that like up until this point in the run, I would have been like, oh, there's something like romantic happening between Lesla and Luna. So I was kind of surprised when it happened. I was like, oh, I feel like I thought, I mean, there was something with Luna, I think, when she kind of got introduced, but I can't remember if it was with Lesla or if there was like a moment with Lena.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to go back and see.
I'm
There
gonna have
may
to
there
go
may
back
have been
and
a
read
time where I just missed it and maybe
read the
Sophie
Goth
had
Club issue again, because I
a
do
lot of
feel like
things were set up in that issue.
they were like that issue is really the linchpin of the whole the whole run. But I do feel like they were setting her up to be somebody's love interest, but I don't know that I think I probably would have said, oh, maybe Lena's, and not necessarily Lesla's. And I wish it had been a little bit of setup in the beginning of the issue, or there had been like a little bit of like a conversation that they got to have at the towards the end of the issue to just kind of see like where they were. If it was like, if there were feelings there, it would be kind of fun to have that like develop. But then it went like we go sort of straight into things are going very badly for Lesla now.
Yeah, I think there was some mention at the end before she's like sent back to Candor. She's like, I want to talk to Luna or something. So there's like some sort of follow up after the party, but it's not. I just felt like there was something not quite like it. Like I was surprised too, but like I felt like if maybe there had been something to sort of. And maybe you're supposed to be surprised at this crazy party that like,
and that's what I was
out
like,
of control.
I was like,
it doesn't need a setup. I don't know.
Is that what it was trying to do? It was like, this party is so crazy. Everybody's kissing everybody. Like, or was it like, I almost thought with like the way that the panel was like set up, that it was almost maybe like, because Luna had been kind of like running to try to stop Lesla from like picking up things and lifting giant pieces of furniture, and I almost wondered if she had like tripped, and then they did the rom-com thing where she like tripped and then they kissed, and it's like, oh my god, how did that happen? How does that happen so perfectly? So I was trying to figure out what we were supposed to take from that. A lot of stuff happened in this issue.
It got out of control really quickly.
In the Rye 3 said, I physically laughed out loud when I saw that panel. Like, I did not get those vibes at all from those two.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it depends on like how you want to tell the story. Should there have been set up for it? Should have been there be some sort of like tease or like just some sort of plant in there. So I think that's an interesting thing to discuss in terms of like the narrative and the writing and things like that. Things that I probably overthink too. When you talk about like overthinking the wardrobe, I overthink. Did that need a setup? I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe there should have been something.
And it's also kind of a thing where, you know, you're sort of throwing in a new romantic pairing that may or may not, you know, might have been just like a random party thing, might be that they were interested in each other, and then immediately like kind of taking Leslie and putting her in a different place.
Mm.
So where we leave Leslie is in the Bottle City again, and
Yes.
we don't know if we'll ever see her again. We know we will,
But
but
I imagine given the cliffhanger.
yeah, but my guess would be like her storyline isn't necessarily going to have that much to do with Luna for like a little bit. So it seemed like kind of a weird thing to like bring up and then kind of put a pin in for a while. But who knows, maybe the next issue, because it's Valentine's Day, will take that pin out immediately.
Yeah, so I am curious to see where that goes, because obviously if you put that out there, there should be some follow-up to it, and that kind of thing. So what I think is interesting about the shrinking of Leslie is that it's somehow there's like a sciencey mumbo jumbo thing about like it's in her DNA, and at some point in her life, like she was always going to shrink down. I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand that, but like I guess if you're Kandorian, you're like not Kandor. Is that right? Kandor? Yeah, Kandorian. You're just you're built to be small, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
your
it says
DNA says no, you're supposed to be small. Why are you big?
it says it's an anomaly appearing in all Kandorian youth of a certain generation onward. It's a biological inevitability. She will return to miniature size, and thus her probationary period outside of Kandor will end. So it does seem like, yeah, like they're saying that it's in her DNA that at some point every Kandorian like young person is just gonna they're just gonna shrink. They're just gonna shrink down to Bottle City size, and that's kind of a bummer though if you think about it, because it means that like even if they figured out a way to make the Bottle City normal size, they would just have a bunch of very small people inside of it, because everybody would now be Bottle City sized in the normal size city.
Yes.
So I feel like the Kandorians are really between a rock and a hard place.
I do feel bad for Leslie because she had made friends. She was enjoying her time with Eliza and Jeremiah. She was getting to be trained as a superhero by Supergirl, and she was having this pretty great life. And it seems like that was always supposed to be a temporary thing. And I guess it always was, because like the Kandorians put Leslie in Supergirl's care. And so that was kind of the, I guess the deal that they had made. So maybe it was always temporary, but it does kind of stink that like, even if she got big and she had a life that she had planned out for herself, it would be taken from her at some random time she couldn't predict. And then she would be small, and she would have to leave that life. So I do feel for Leslie in that way.
I really felt for Leslie in this issue when she's saying, like, at least let me say goodbye. I didn't like that Supergirl was like, nah.
Yeah.
It was a very, like, Silver Age Superman thing to be like, you know what, I'm mad at you, so we're just going to pop you back in that bottle.
Well, I feel like I'm sticking up for Supergirl.
You are, and that's fair. That's fair. You should. You should.
But Leslie she was like kind of on a probationary thing where
she was, and she messed up,
and she messed up somebody's house. She caused a lot of damage. She had a fight with Supergirl, and it was very public. And so I guess
it was
in some respects.
I feel like
there's a consequence to it.
Supergirl could have, put Leslie in her pocket and took her home and let her say goodbye to Eliza and Jeremiah. Like, I feel like that wouldn't have.
She could have maybe let them say goodbye. Yeah,
that seemed unnecessarily harsh. She was like, "Listen, I don't want to go back, but like if I have to go back, at least let me say goodbye to everybody." And Supergirl's like, "No." I was like, "Okay."
Well,
Kara?
she does. There is a panel where she has like a speech bubble that's sort of telling us what she thinks, and she says, "I hate this." She like hates having to be harsh on Leslie. I
know.
I think she doesn't want to have to do it, but there is a responsibility that she has as, Leslie is her ward. She is under Supergirl's care. And so Supergirl, I think, does have to answer to like the Kandorian council people and all that kind of stuff. And also she has to send, I think she has to send Leslie back to Kandor because she can't, I don't know, can they not breathe or something? Like if they're teeny tiny?
That's a
Tiny
question.
Tano can like breathe.
Tiny Tano's getting around pretty well.
He's like hanging out and streaking, going to the grocery store.
No one's concerned about Tiny Tano at all. They're just like, I think he's fine. His little lungs can deal with this, right?
So
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Like, is there implications for how long she can stay in the outside big person world?
Yeah.
They do say if she or any Kandorian youth were to remain outside our city, their body would eventually lose molecular cohesion. So
that
there
sounds
are
bad.
some serious repercussions, it seems like. I don't really understand why she wouldn't have told Lesla, like, no, it's like pretty important that you get back before you like deconstruct.
Yeah. So I think Supergirl is trying to do the right thing by Lesla and by the Kandorian people that she sort of answers to. But I think it's fair that maybe she could have just called Eliza and Jeremiah and just say like, "Hey," but like, would she be like a
FaceTimed them
tiny?
or something.
Would she be like a little tiny person talking into like a big telephone?
That might be tough too. I
Maybe
think
the auditory.
I think at that
aspect
point you
of it.
got to FaceTime her. She's probably about as big as the iPhone. She's as big as the screen. She can be like, "Hello, guys."
So lots to think about with a shrinking person.
Lots to think. There's one panel where Kara is talking to the Kandorian Council, and she like kind of motions to Lesla in the little I don't know what that is, like a little bubble, like a little glass bubble. And all you see from Lesla is like a bunch of squiggles. And I just like
Yes.
to imagine that she's like talking, but it's like in a really like squeaky, like
Sounds like a
Mickey
little
Mouse
mouse,
voice.
like a little mouse.
I'll get you guys.
Yeah,
How dare you?
I think that's exactly what that sounds like.
It was so funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah, that one I did think was I could hear it in my head for sure. So Supergirl, reluctantly not wanting to do it, has to send Lesla back to Kandor, where Lesla becomes just kind of Lesla Lar again. She's not Luminary the superhero anymore. She is just Lesla Lar, who has Candy the pet bunny. She, at the very end though, she encounters another character who introduces herself as Black Flame. Now, Morgan,
Ooh.
do you have any recollection of Black Flame?
I do not actually.
So if people don't know, we have done a character spotlight episode on Lesla Lar way back, long time way back in the way back. We did a Lesla Lar character spotlight, and in that character spotlight, we talked about some stories that did include Black Flame. So if you want to hear more of like Black Flame's first appearance, we don't probably have time to really dig into that here. I can just briefly, since this is a shorter version of what I would probably say if I pulled from my notes. So Black Flame is a character called Zora V. Lar. She was born the daughter of Kryptonian V. Lar in the surviving city of Kandor. So she's Kandorian. As an adult, Zora turned towards a life of crime and took on the masked identity of Black Flame. She became a foe of Supergirl, who ultimately defeated her, rendering her powerless through the use of gold kryptonite. Zora V. Lar was imprisoned inside the Phantom Zone, but later returned to Kandor, where she reformed. Upon meeting Supergirl again, she expressed her regret for trying to steal Supergirl's powers before returning to the Bottle City to lead a crime-free life. So if you want to hear about the first appearance of Black Flame, we do have that in the character spotlight that we did. That was back in 2021. So if you look for it on supergirlradio.com, you can just search by 2021 or search by character spotlights. You can do that. And so in case people need to know, the first appearance of Black Flame was in Action Comics number 304 from September 1963. And so she was in a couple of issues there, I believe, with the Lesla Lar character spotlight. So she is a character that Sophie Campbell, once again, is digging into those stories and pulling out a character that I recognized. I was like, oh my gosh, Black Flame. Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. So I appreciate that about Sophie Campbell, that she is bringing these characters from Supergirl comics from long ago and is reintroducing them to new Supergirl readers. So I really like that about Sophie Campbell, that she's pulling some of these things from Supergirl's history into the new comics.
Yeah, and I looked up Black Flame and Supergirl, and I found a blog post from blogofsupergirl.com, which is an introduction to Black Flame, which is very cool, and I will probably read this later. But what I noticed is that the costume looks pretty legit, based on like the old costume looks, the new costume that she's wearing in the last panel of this issue looks a lot like the costume that she's wearing back in like Supergirl, what was it? Like or
60s, I think.
Action Comics 304, like, or
1963,
400.
yeah.
Yeah. So that I think that's really cool that she like went, not only did she know this character, but she, brought the costume forward, and so it's a more modern version of that, but it's still got the the red belt and like the sort of the black cowl and everything like that, which I think is really fun.
Yeah, I think Sophie Campbell, even if because I don't think she was the artist on this issue, Joe was.
Yeah.
But I think Sophie, if I imagine what she's doing when she's creating these, I think she's probably giving him instructions like, I want this to look like her first appearance. I want this to be the way Black Flame looks in the comics. She seems to be somebody who wants to be authentic and correct about embracing kind of the Silver Age-ness of some of these things, and I really appreciate that about Sophie Campbell. So do you have any predictions about Black Flame interacting with Lesla, though?
I feel like Black Flame is going to pull Lesla back to her old bad ways. I feel like Lesla like had some hard knocks. She's sort of down and out. She's down on her luck, and here comes along Black Flame like, look at me, I'm Black Flame now. When I say my name, I get like a big title card in it. I get those block letters. Do you have block letters anymore, Lesla? Don't think so. I think that Black Flame is going to corrupt Lesla, and they are going to create a problem. I think Lesla is going to fall back into some old patterns. I think Candy is as well.
Candy's superhero days maybe are past.
You could see the gleam in that bunny's eye. She's ready to get back to villainy.
Yeah, I think that Black Flame is. I wonder if they're going to, kind of be talking trash about Supergirl and maybe hating on Supergirl. And I don't think this is going to go very well. I don't see this going well.
I mean, I think it would be kind of fun to see two of Supergirl's nemesis band together and be like, okay, like let's take her down. I think that would be really fun. And I hope that Lesla sees the errors of her ways. I like Lesla as a reformed villain, but I do think like sometimes you backslide. Sometimes you have a bad day and you have to do a little villainy again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she wants to hear Black Flame out. Maybe Black Flame can offer her a solution to her
Black
problem.
Flame might have some good ideas, and she's just hearing her out.
She's just going to entertain them for a little while. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens in the next issue with Black Flame and some of the chaos maybe that she's going to cause with Lesla. So really excited.
Supergirl's kind of on the outs with, let's be honest, both of her friends that have, let's be honest, like maybe a little bit of a villainous streak in them, or just like a pinch of darkness. And so she is not only sort of on the outs with Lesla, but also with Lena. Yeah. And so, I mean, sometimes when you have fights with Lena, things happen.
And she was pretty harsh with Lena. She was like, I expected this from Lex, but not from you. And I was like, I can't believe she went there.
This is where I thought that like Supergirl was like doing too much in this issue. Yeah. Lena was like genuinely sorry. And she was like, I'm sorry I did that. I shouldn't have done that. And it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have, because like you shouldn't be a jerk to somebody's sober party. You shouldn't drug your friends. That's a really up there one. Like, don't drug your friends.
So we should maybe clarify what she drugged them with.
We didn't talk about this.
Periwinkle kryptonite. This is the first time I've ever heard of periwinkle kryptonite. So we also in this run also got turquoise kryptonite.
That's true.
Turquoise kryptonite turns you into a mermaid, I guess. And then it's like the little mermaid kryptonite. And then periwinkle kryptonite, I guess, makes you drunk.
It makes you if you want to get drunk as a Kryptonian, your only choice is to distill a little bit of periwinkle kryptonite into your drink and then hope for the best. You're gonna probably trash somebody's house, but you might make some friends when you can lift them with your biceps. So it's sort of a mixed bag. Yeah, I forgot that this is how Lesla and Kara end up getting drunk. Is that Lena distilled some periwinkle kryptonite, which I was going to ask you. I was like, this one's a new one for me, but that doesn't mean anything.
I think Sophie Campbell is taking advantage of the idea that she can just create any kind of color.
There's so many colors in this world, and all of them could be kryptonite.
I would love to make up a kryptonite. Just
me too.
What color would I pick? What would it do? I mean, what a great thing for a writer.
I love the idea of a chartreuse kryptonite. Let's get in like a really weird color, and then it does something like very useless.
Ooh, chartreuse is very yellow. It's like a neon yellow
You'd be
green.
like, whoa, that's a kryptonite.
Do you think would you blind people? Would you would you be like full of light?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what the power would be for that, but it would have to have a negative effect.
Yes. Yeah. I think that most of the kryptonites would have to have a negative effect, but like, what would it be? That's the question. That's why I'm not getting paid the big bucks to make periwinkle kryptonite.
Chartreuse kryptonite, make it happen, Sophie Campbell.
In the Rye 3 says periwinkle kryptonite is from the Superman Kryptonite Spectrum run that came out last year, pretty sure.
So Sophie Campbell didn't make up periwinkle kryptonite, but is utilizing it.
That's fun.
So I wonder how I'll have to go look up Superman Kryptonite Spectrum or whatever that is and see how they used it. What did they do?
That sounds really. I like the idea of finding out all the different kinds of kryptonites in one run. HCSP1 says, "What would a kryptonite rainbow do?" I feel like a kryptonite rainbow, like you're just puking. Like it's too much.
You're overwhelmed by the senses.
You're overwhelmed, and you're just puking.
What if you're puking Skittles?
Yes,
you've tasted the rainbow. And now it's coming out of you.
It's just the Skittles commercial.
It's just Skittle vomit is what it is.
The most disturbing kind of kryptonite.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's more kryptonite to come. So that's good to know. I just assumed that Sophie K. I shouldn't have assumed, but I just assumed she created periwinkle because she had already introduced us to turquoise.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know more. Every time I think I know all the colors of kryptonite, there are more.
There's always another color that you haven't considered.
Yeah. Chartreuse, though. I think that's a good idea.
I like it.
I like it too. Okay, so Morgan, what are your closing thoughts? Did you like this issue? What are your final thoughts here?
Yeah, I enjoyed this issue. I felt like it was a little bit disjointed between like the beginning party portion and the sort of the end portion where Kara is sort of having all of her friendship fallouts, and we're learning that Lesla is tiny now. She has a tiny disease that is untreatable, and she must be tossed back into the bottle. So I was like, oh, this is at the beginning of the issue. I was like, oh, this will be like a fun New Year's romp, and then they'll get into mischievous situations. And then at the end, I was like sad. I was like,
just rip your heart out.
Kara's like not talking to anybody now. She had to like get rid of her tiny friend. She feels like she let everybody down. And so, yeah, I went through all the emotions in this issue. But I enjoyed it. I really liked this one overall. I think I maybe didn't like it as much as some of the other issues in the run, but I liked where like that it kind of set us up for some issues down the line and like set up some storylines. Now that like Lesla has had to go back to Kandor and perhaps will be corrupted by Black Flame. We don't know. We don't know what the fallout of this will be, but I think that the ripples from this issue could be really interesting from a story perspective.
Maybe we shouldn't assume that Black Flame has evil intentions. Maybe she just like wants to be friends. Maybe they're just like gonna pal around together.
Maybe she's like, listen, you can see my whole thing, and I heard that you went to the goth club. What if we start a band?
Or what if we started a goth club in Candor? They must exist.
She's like, I just need my first angel investor for this for this goth club.
So I'm excited to see where this goes and what things are going to be happening in the next couple of issues, because I do think they've planted some cliffhangers and some teasers and have me interested in what are some of the questions I have about some of this that I think can be really fun and interesting. So I'm excited to see where it heads as well. Okay. And I also wanted to mention that before we wrap up the issue, that the New Year's Eve party that they went to was maybe I don't know. So I made a bad choice on New Year's Eve. And
I made many bad choices on New Year's Eve.
So maybe theirs was a little bit better because they actually were trying to, celebrate it the way I guess most people do. But I had found out that in the Poseidon Adventure, it has a New Year's Eve component because at the beginning of the movie, they're on this cruise ship and they're celebrating New Year's Eve on the cruise ship. And then that's when like things happen to the ship. So the Poseidon Adventure is this whole movie of these people trying to like survive this sinking ship. So that was my mistake on New Year's Eve because it was so stressful. It was so
You're like, oh my God, will they survive?
So I had to watch it in 2 viewings because it was like, I can't do it. It's too much.
It's too much. You got to take a break. You got to take a break from the Poseidon Adventure.
So I can kind of understand when like you start something and you're like, oh, I don't know that I can do this anymore. This is maybe not the choice. So just know, but if you need a New Year's Eve movie to watch, the Poseidon Adventure is available to you. But just know that it's going to be very stressful.
I relate it on a very personal level to Lesla because I don't eat Jell-O anymore because of a New Year's Eve past.
Oh, okay.
Because we made some homemade Jell-O shots.
Oh no,
and that was a mistake. And now I can't even look at red Jell-O. So sometimes, like if your friend invites you to a no beer New Year's, maybe they're doing you a favor, and maybe you should think about that. Maybe you will be able to eat Jell-O in the future, and I will not.
So I think, in my opinion, actually, I think New Year's Eve is kind of an overrated holiday. I think everyone makes, even if it's like minute things like watching a super stressful movie on that day, maybe we could just like chill on New Year's Eve.
It's the last day of the year. You're gonna make some choices. Are they gonna be good?
Not all of them.
Probably not. One last bad decision to see the year out.
It's not going to matter anymore because that year is gone. You can start over tomorrow.
It's in the past. You don't remember how StreamYard works, and neither do I. We left it in 2025.
To my credit, I feel like StreamYard changed some things while we were gone.
When I opened up StreamYard, there was like 100 pop-ups that were like, "Look at this," and I was like, "It's too much for me right now." I'm
StreamYard.
Starting 2026 lean. In the Rye says, correction, Periwinkle Kryptonite is from Superman Family Adventures number 9.
That is right. I actually did look that up, and I, for whatever reason, don't have it in my notes, but that is correct. So Superman Family Adventures is like one of the cutest comic books ever made. It's made for like a family sort of children audience, and it's super, super cute. So yes, that I do remember seeing that. So maybe I did look that up now that I think about it. Yes, correct. Superman Family Adventures. It's
very cute.
It's a great little comic series if you've never read it. So it features a lot of the super pets. So if you are into that,
I do love a good super pet.
Yeah, so that is a good recommendation. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've talked about the crazy New Year's Eve party and all the shenanigans that have gone on our New Year's Eves. So I think maybe this is where we wrap up for this episode. If you would like to stay in touch with us or contact us, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on X and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. If you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Supergirl Radio is also part of the DC TV Podcast and Multiverse of Color Network, so we invite you to check those out. You can hang out with us as we go live and wired on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel, and please subscribe if you have not. DC TV Podcast also has a TeePublic store, so if you're in need of some new DC comics, DC TV, Supergirl related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, magnets, tote bags, pens, phone cases, pillows, or stickers, go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic store link at the top of the page.
And since we talked about Candor and shrinking Kryptonians in this episode, we have a Candor design in the TeePublic store.
Yes, definitely has the bottle. It's
so
got
cute.
the little buildings, a little spacey.
I
so it
love it.
feels
It's
alien.
beautiful.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It may use the Disney font that
It's-
maybe, I don't know if that's legal, but
Yeah, it's
but I
probably
think it looks
not.
great.
That's- and that's why you should get it as soon as possible.
They might take it down.
We're not like advertising this because this is like exclusive merch. Get it before it's gone.
But if you do want to support Candor and let people know that so Candor, I think, is a very niche thing for people to know. Not a lot of people know about Candor. So if you had this sweatshirt or this mug, you would be telling people, I know things.
I know about
really knowledgeable about
Maybe-
Superman.
Maybe this
and
is how
Supergirl.
you find your like new best friend. You're like walking out there, you're in your Candor sweatshirt, and somebody yells to you, "Bottle City!" That's your new friend.
That's your new best friend. Yeah.
You just became best friends.
So that is worth checking out. Plus, we have a whole bunch of designs in the TeePublic store. So definitely give those a look if you need new stuff. And we would also like to thank our legion of super sponsors for supporting the Supergirl Radio Patreon. These people are Michael, Sam, Anne-Marie, Yvonne, Nicola, Abby, Miriam, Nicole, Brian, Ethan, Mojuba, Annie, Rachel, and Kit. If you'd like to become a legion of super sponsor, you can go to patreon.com/supergirlradio. And if you would like to follow me, I'm on a couple places. Vero True Social is my favorite, probably, social media platform. So if you want to follow me there, I'm at Derby Kid over there on Instagram, which is maybe my second favorite social media if we had to rank them.
If you're ranking
If
these?
we were ranking social media platforms, I'm on Instagram at the Derby Kid over there. I have a personal YouTube channel called youtube.com/duckmilkprod. I realized that this is the 10th anniversary of Batman v Superman, which
Ooh.
is very important to me. I know it's not for everyone. But I think I'm going to finally release a conversation that I had with my friend Matt, who sort of interviewed me for a project that he was working on. It was like a written project. He wanted to get my thoughts on stuff. So I think maybe I will release that around maybe the March time frame. I started editing it a long time ago and never released it. I was waiting for the right time, and I think maybe this is the right
10-year
time.
anniversary feels like the right time.
So maybe around the release date from the original theater release. So maybe
I can't believe that was 10 years ago. That makes me feel 100.
Yes.
That feels like it wasn't that long ago.
I feel like it definitely feels both like it was a long time ago, but like also yesterday.
Yeah.
It's very strange. But yeah, so 2016 and 2026, 10 years apart, a whole decade. And so we probably should be, I feel like, talking about Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice some more, and maybe that'll be a mission for me in 2026 that I get back to talking about it, because I feel like this is the time of when there should be articles that come out that say, you know what, maybe we were wrong about Batman v Superman. And I'm looking forward to those articles if they ever appear, because I will share them. If you write that article, I will share it.
Looking back, you know, some movies weren't that popular when they were released. That one made a lot of money, but like sometimes
It did make a lot of
sometimes you know, movies that didn't do that well are like cult favorites now.
Yeah,
So yeah, you know, you never know, like 10 years on, what movies will be, big, and maybe people will take a look at them again.
I will maybe get a little frustrated though if that happens, where they're like, you know what, maybe we were all wrong about Batman v Superman, and they like mention a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, I was trying to tell you that 10 years
You're
ago.
like, where were you?
So that's my hope for 2026.
And you can find me on the internet at Mojotastic, and also as a co-host on the Legendary Ladies podcast. We're at the Legendary Ladies on YouTube, where you can watch our videos, and at the Legendary Ladies on Instagram, and at Legends_podcast on Twitter. We did a recent episode about the full season of Heated Rivalry, which I was very sad personally that I wasn't able to be on, because I've watched it twice now. So I feel like I really had some great things to say about it. But unfortunately, I was in all day work trainings. So I was not able to make that episode. But if you want to see what Kat and Amy had to say about the full season of Heated Rivalry, not just the pilot episode, you should definitely check that out. You are muted.
How did that happen? This is just the way it's going for this stream. Randomly muting myself. What I would suggest next time you can't make it, type up an email.
Oh my God.
Listener feedback.
Yes. Or a voice note or something. Like, guys, I love Heated Rivalry.
Here's my novel why. Please read this full email.
5-minute voice note in, and it's just like, no, I have more to say.
So if that ever happens to you again, I still want your voice to be heard.
No,
yes.
that's great. That's a great idea. I'll send a really long email, and then I'll be like, I request that Kat reads this.
I think you could put in that request.
She used to hate reading the emails that we would get when Legends was still on, and we would get these like really long emails, and she would always be like, no, not the really long one, please.
That's good to know. Maybe I'll send a really long email.
Yeah, and be like, I special request Kat to read that.
That is diabolical, I feel like. But I think that's great. So if you would like to check out the Legendary Ladies, highly recommend that you do. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. But until next time, I'm still Rebecca Johnson.
And I'm still Morgan Glennon. And it looks like Black Flame is up for causing some trouble.
McGurk! I love
Not
typing.
mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah.